I've mentioned this before in passing, but hopefully it helps people to understand my perspective, is that um, my family is Japanese American, and that is important to state because my grandparents were born in the United States. They were American citizens, and during World War II, they were their civil liberties were taken away from them. They were put in camps. They were American citizens. They weren't even foreign aliens that had moved to the United States. It's very important to understand that. So when people say, why is this happening to me? I'm an American. I have to tell them, my grandparents were Americans, and nobody thought it was a problem to take away their civil liberties. They were thrown in camps. Their property was removed from them. Their property rights were removed. And to put this in perspective, my grandfather fought in World War II while his pregnant wife was in a camp. He was in the United States military. He lost his family, who was in Japan. They didn't want anything to do with him after that happened. They said, no, you're not our family anymore. But why do I say that? Because I struggled with the question of identity as it came to being a United States citizen, because I'd seen evidence that all my rights as a United States citizen can be suspended at any time by the government, because it already happened to my family. And if you're of certain racial ethnic groups, you've had your civil liberties didn't even exist for you at certain points in the history of this country when you lived here. So we have to start to understand that, can I believe it? Yes. But why am I saying this? Because I want to tell you what true unalienable rights are. Because this is what I put my faith in, is not in a government. Here's what true unalienable rights are. A king says, you're going to bow down to me, and if you don't, you will die. You're thrown in a furnace, and you don't die. Here's another evidence of an unalienable right. You're sent by your own people to a cross to die. You're killed, and you're resurrected. That's unalienable. No human was able to destroy that. Thrown in a lion's den, even being thrown into captivity like Joseph was. The plan was to destroy his life, and yet even in the midst of being in prison, they saw fit to pull him out of prison and put him over large swaths of land and the provision of an entire country. See, the point is that if we're going to put our faith in humans and a human government, just understand that you're going to find failure there. The reason why you're going to find failure is because human beings are behind that system. But there's only one place where you can put your faith in, that it doesn't matter what man says. And the challenge for us is to really thoughtfully with God say, I'm going to do what you tell me to do. I mean, I think the most uncomfortable and the most unpleasant situation that I can think of in the New Testament was when Peter and John were told not to pray in the name of Jesus. And they said, we can't stop doing it because we're not ordained by you to do it. We're ordained by God to do it. Now, I just want to point that out because I've had to really grapple with this. And I say it only because it's important when people say, can you believe that our civil liberties are being destroyed? And I have to say, yes, I believe it. I'm thankful for what we've had, the provisions up until now. But at the same time, it was important to me as a young man to become a student of history. So I don't know what my cousins did, but I know for me, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents asking them questions about what happened. So I would learn the lessons so I wouldn't repeat them. And so I carry with me a lot of experiences from my grandparents' generation and the understanding of what happened during World War II. For years, I wrote about it, I asked them questions, and I interviewed them about it. And it was very near and dear to me. But that did leave me with a questionable conclusion, which is what I'm presenting the fruit of today. where do I place my hope? It's not in a governmental system. I place my hope in God, that if he wants me to be free, to do what he wants me to do, he will keep me free regardless of what any human will want for my life.